shrunk all the way down to 5 inches. And then when I did opt in to do a single chemotherapy treatment, all the swelling and the cancer from my body was gone after a single treatment. I believe in my heart that the Purium nutritional product played a major role in me overcoming cancer. It's a superfood. It's been around for years. It is just taken the name Purium Food Products.
My name is Thomas Lodi. I'm a trained medical doctor, and I practiced conventional medicine for about 10 years until I came to the realization that I tried to deny for a long time, and that is that it doesn't work. And I had read a book called Medical Miracle. And when I read that book and I closed it at the end, I could no longer ethically practice conventional medicine. And so I went around the world and I studied and lived in different places. And I now practice a form of integrative medicine. I don't throw any of it out if it works. Okay? And the foundation of what I do is an absolute reverence, respect, and an awe of nature, because I look at nature as a physical manifestation of the divine, and all things come from it. We were not designed to fall apart at 60. What I do now, so my practice has narrowed to cancer, and I love cancer. I love cancer. The reason I love cancer is because in the vast majority of people with cancer, it is the most powerful divine tap on the shoulder. I'm the guy in the forest pointing this path, not that path. That's my job, really, is just that. And so, and doctor really comes from a Latin meaning teacher, and it's the best I could ever hope to be as a teacher. And what I'm teaching is to people, I'm reminding everyone that we are really products of nature, and therefore we respond to the biological parameters which define us. Okay? So if you are able to approximate that environment in which you would naturally thrive, anything that's a problem, whether we call it cancer, tuberculosis, arthritis, colitis, goes away. Because this body is a divine body and it will heal. That's what it does. Cut it, it heals. We work with people with cancer and they come in, and we usually get people that have already had advanced stages and they've been through surgery, radiation, and chemo, and they are basically told that they have X amount of time to live. Unfortunately, most people believe it, and they sometimes die on cue. You're going to die 3 months, and they die at 3 months. It turns out not to be true. Does it make sense if I told you, you know, you're really sick, I've got an idea, let me poison you? Nobody in their right mind would do that. So we don't fight cancer. What we do is we support health, okay? Because where there is health, there is no health. The profession in which I'm blessed to have been trained in it, but I can't do it anymore, wants us all to believe that there are a million diseases, which implies there are a million different causes, which implies there's a million different cures. And their fundamental premise is wrong. That which is required to be restored to health, the same is required to maintain health. And health is our natural state. People get better because we are a healing center, not a treatment facility. You know, because in a treatment facility, the implication is that the patient is helpless, stupid, and they're treated by the wise, all-powerful doctor. And they come in and they sit back and they get treated. Well, that's not it, because there's no it to treat. It's a place to come and heal. And that's what we're working on here. And it works.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing terrific. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming. So, you're not a doctor, correct?
Correct. No health training, not a doctor. I'm a journalist. I'm a medical researcher. And for 25 years, I traveled to over 60 countries, over 5 million miles. And I interviewed over 5,000 medical doctors all around the world who are curing people every single day of virtually every disease like cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, herpes, acid reflux, heart disease, curing these diseases without drugs and surgery. And that's why I wrote the book Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About, because it describes the cures that are being used all around the world, and why the drug companies and even the U.S. government are trying to hold that information back from the American public.
So there's been a lot of controversy actually from the drug companies, FDA. You were sued, I believe, over this book they don't want you to read. Why is that?
Well, the drug companies are private, publicly traded corporations. They're not owned by the government. And in the book Natural Cures, I was the first person to actually blow the whistle as a former insider of the drug industry of what really goes on. Drug companies are publicly traded corporations. They have one fiduciary legal responsibility: to increase profits. All drug companies want to do is sell more drugs. Have you ever noticed all the ads on television? Drugs, 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 drugs. And these drugs you need to take every day for the rest of your life. There's a drug for everything. There's a drug for restless leg syndrome. If you're shy, there's a drug. If you're depressed, there's a drug. If you have heartburn, there's a drug. Everything is a drug, and you take this drug every day for the rest of your life. And so I pointed out that drug companies, being publicly traded corporations, if their goal was really to cure or prevent disease, they'd all be bankrupt. The reason that natural cures are so important: all drugs, prescription and non-prescription, have side effects. Am I saying that? No. Who says that? The drug companies themselves. If you read it, if you read an ad for a drug in Time magazine,